Mayo, you going crazy. Hey Mayo, you going crazy.
Feeling myself, ain't no chance I'm coming down, no. Got this whole view to myself, yeah. Why would I give it up? Why do they wanna come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. This my vocation, now I got rollies all in rotation. Hop on a jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement, now the hard work is all taking me places. Squatting on bed like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with. I ain't make it this far for myself, yeah. Set them straight, yeah. I had to boss, so I had to renovate. I know they hate when you elevate. You're stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah. I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment. I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly. I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah, they hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate.
Burn Live, y'all. Marijuana keeping y'all connected. Hashtagging these red eyes, changing the viewers. I read, keeping underage, smoking on social media, killing myself for your entertainment. Sitting here with friends and family, starting a cannabisation. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. Tuning into another episode. I never put down the episode because I don't know what episode it is. Once I really start getting official, that's when I would start putting in like episodes and season 1 and season 2. Not, you know what? Matter of fact, when I start getting monetized by one of the stations, either YouTube or X, because that would probably be one of the first two that monetized me, then I would definitely start. I would start all over with like season 1, season 2. Really prep on my episodes and stuff like that. Other than that, nigga, we're gonna wing it. We're going to talk about stuff that matters. We're going to really get into it. We're going to share the content out if we like it. But yet again, I'm a live streamer. I am your host, Capiche. Caveman is not with me tonight, unfortunately. Get your blunts, bogs, and all that stuff. Get into it so we get into this smoke. Get into this smoke. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like get into this smoke. Now, y'all, last couple of days we have been actually going over the RICO case with Young Thugger. It has been brought to our attention that it has been getting a little out of hand. And the trial, the judge doing things. Somebody got something to say. Somebody doing something. So it's all something we're gonna go over, see what we can pick up, see what we can find. Probably get into a bit of the lead attorney and see it from his point of view. Also got a special story of a Democrat person that got, how much money did she get? $15 million from COVID that she spent and with no results, and she got a fine for that. We're gonna go over that case. That was shocking. Other cases, body cams we're gonna get into. Definitely interesting night. Probably touch on a little bit of key Caitlin Clark issues, because what would be a day without issues from her? So this is what we're gonna get into. Like I said, y'all get your blunts, get your joints, get whatever you need to get into it so we can get into the show. I just supposed to take my big ass puff for that came back. What's up, y'all? I don't even know how to start this because it's shocking. There's other people that are watching this case a lot deeper than me. So I'm gonna go to other people's cases that are talking about it before we get deep into it. So we're gonna start off with the RICO case, of course. So a witness took a stand and just gave the people the business when it comes to getting clues, DNA, fanny court. It's like, damn, what can you do? How can you present this? And yet again, it gets crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier. But yet again, let me show y'all this witness and what he's been going through. Let's see, do y'all agree with any of these statutes or what's going on, or who's guilty, who's not guilty? And we're finna get into this trial. Sorry, I caught y'all up yesterday on the trial and what's going on with the case and everything. Oh, hold on. What's that?
Yankee 164 Echo Hotel and 164 Echo.
You bet.
All right, well.
Excuse me.
Sure.
I'm sorry. Can you take a break? No, I said excuse me. Oh, okay.
Ciao. Okay. Little Woody is back.
That's his name, Little Woody.
And it was a mess. A shite show. This is actually, I'm going back and pulling up other parts of his testimony. So this isn't going to be in order. Oh, and just so you know, I pull clips from different channels just because a lot of people are compiling these and putting this together. I got this from a channel called I'm Not a Lawyer, but she does a great job of breaking different trials down and by day. So if you want to actually see some of her recaps, make sure you check out the link below in the description box and give her support because it's a lot.
So Lil Woody is the big issue. I played her just so I can get the name. I couldn't get the dude's name before I just go into a trial. I do have the trial just uncensored. So basically, this is basically where
And
she
another
caught
guy
up
hanging
right
from my
here.
neighborhood.
This is where she caught up from.
Showing you.
She been now this witness before I get into this because it's coming back to me just a little bit. This witness, well, the prosecutor, I mean, say this correct. The prosecutor has been getting this guy to testify and say that he knows a certain somebody, which yet again he has not been able to testify or comply with the defender and saying that hey, they know this party. So I guess this damn trying again, because I remember they were trying to get some pictures or something. They took a recess, and I was like, okay, this may not be going nowhere. So I did go on to other subjects, and I told y'all we come back to it. So this is us coming back to it. They're coming back to it. Pictures, laptops, to try to see if he remembers some gang.
And the description of what's going to be marked as 342 Yankee Oscar. Looking at what's on the computer screen and in front of you, does that appear to be the same picture?
Yeah.
Now, have I just zoomed that picture in?
Yeah, you zoned it in.
Okay, now that it's zoomed in, are you able to identify, looking at what's on the screen, who's in that picture?
Yeah.
Okay, who's in the picture?
Me?
Anyone else?
Yeah.
Who?
Shannon and D.
Okay, which these? Is that the little thing we were talking about yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay. And does that, all right, you're right, this time the state would like to tender 342 Yankee Oscar into evidence.
Any objection to the state's 342 Yankee Oscar? Basis? Overruled, sir. It's admitted over objection and then we publish as you see fit.
All right. Next, I'm gonna show you what's been tendered and showed to the defense counsel is 345 Yankee. Do you recognize anyone as a 345 Yankee?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Who do you recognize as 345 Yankee?
Me and a couple people from my neighborhood.
Who are those couple people from your neighborhood?
Lil D, Dunt.
Anyone else?
From this picture. Yeah. And another guy, he ain't from my neighborhood.
Okay, do you know his name or his nickname?
Richie.
All right, anyone else?
He looked like Shannon in the picture.
You're right, this time the state would like to tender 345 Yankee into evidence.
He must. I'm wondering why. Like, do you know these pictures? If you know that I'm in these pictures, you should know who took the pictures and when these pictures are. Not to saying that these pictures that he's looking at right now are those exact same pictures, but therefore we're looking at pictures. I wish we, the audience, can see the picture, but I know we
Any
just
objection
sitting
to
back.
345 Yankee?
Just one clarification, are these 345 Yankee O or 345 Yankee?
It'll just be 345 Yankee based upon we not having to for that.
Okay. Just, 2 minutes, Your Honor.
All right. Noted, I'm gonna, admit it over objection. That can be published as you see fit.
Thank you, Your Honor. Next, I want to show you what's been marked as 356 Yankee Oscar.
Me and Shannon.
Your Honor, this time, the state like 356 Yankee Oscar to evidence.
Any objection to states, 356 Yankee Oscar?
Cumulative, Your Honor.
All right, noted.
Now, y'all remember when we showed y'all the recap from Nate the lawyer, and it was showing you a bunch of faces of people that are supposed to be snitching on Young Thugger. This is supposed to be one of the guys that's supposed to be snitching on him. That's supposed to be getting a lighter sentence if he cooperates.
Again, I'll admit it over objection and maybe publish as you see fit.
Next is 346 Yankee. Do you recognize anybody 346?
Me, Shannon, and D.
Your Honor, this time the state would like to admit 346 Yankee into evidence.
Any objection to states 346 Yankee? Sir,
Cumulative and 414.
can I see it, please? I'll note your objection, Mr. Sharp. Overruled. I'm gonna admit it over objection and maybe publish as you see fit.
Thank you. And the last two, Mr. Coble. It's gonna be 357 Yankee and 374 Yankee. Those are the last two.
Same 3.
Would that be you, Shannon, and Little D?
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, this time the state would like to tender 357 Yankee and 374 Yankee into evidence.
Sir, any objection to 357 Yankee or 374 Yankee?
357.
I say that again.
357. Cumulative. 374. Cumulative and 414.
Let me take a look at 374, please. I note your objection again, Mr. Sharp. I'm gonna admit them over your objection. States 357 Yankee and states 374 Yankee, and they may be published as you see fit.
First one published, State's Exhibit 342. Yankee Oscar.
These are pictures of him hanging out on a block, as you see.
Now, looking at State's Exhibit 342 Yankee Oscar, Mr. Copeland, are you able to see the date that's on the bottom right-hand side?
No.
All right. If you can zoom
This
into the
from
picture,
social
please.
media.
Are you
October
able to see the date now
26th.
that it's zoomed in?
It look like it say 2014.
Okay. Does it say October 26th?
I guess. Yeah, I guess.
All right. Now we can scroll over to the picture.
Do you remember this picture of you in it?
Now you can tell the jury from left to right who's all in that picture.
Ah, my bad. Jump to
From
conclusion.
left to right? Who left and right? From my right?
Yeah, we can do it from your right.
D and Shannon. I don't know the boy next to me.
Okay, you don't know who that is.
I don't know him.
All right. And so is Shannon the person in the white tank top sitting on the car?
It look like it.
Okay. And is Little D the one with the gray hoodie and the backwards cap?
The who?
The backwards hat.
Yeah.
All right. And then is that you with the hand symbol?
That's me throwing up.
Are you saying that what you're throwing up is the peace sign?
I'm saying that's me right there.
Okay. What are you throwing up, and
What you mean when I'm throwing up?
what is that? Is there any significance about your hand sign?
Not to my knowledge.
Not to your knowledge. Okay. Any particular reason why you have like a Y and an L?
A who?
What appears to look like a Y and an L.
Nah, I throw signs every day. They don't.
Okay.
What?
Next.
So you not representing your gang? You say I throw up signs every day. this is funny. Now this is what it sounds like a joke to me. Like you're being funny, right? But yet again, in the court of law, you know, you be like, oh, you're antagonizing the witness.
He's looking at 345 Yankee. If we can zoom in.
It's the getting shit off social media for me, y'all.
Is that you in the black leather jacket and the white t-shirt? Is that you?
That's me right there.
Okay. Who's standing next to you with the hat and the hoodie on in black?
Richard.
That's Richard to the left of you.
Yeah.
Which one is Richard? Okay, so the one standing with just the hoodie on, is that who you're pointing to?
You said to the left of me, right?
My left, but what are you considering?
My left. So this is my left, right?
Okay. So
So
that
that make him to my left?
if you're looking in that direction, yes. All right. Who's to the right of you then?
It looked like Shannon.
All right. And then who's the individual in the Bout That Action Rich Gang sweatshirt?
Say that again.
You can turn behind you. Who's in the red hoodie?
It looked like Lil D.
All right. And do you know the other individuals, the other three males? Do you know them?
The one looked like Dunk.
That's Don. Okay. And what about the two behind?
I don't know them.
You don't know them. All right. Thank you so much. Now publishing 356, Yankee, Oscar. Who's there with you in this picture?
Can you fix this?
It's sad that you feel like they wasting his time. They wasting your time.
Who's it? This is Shannon. All right. Now looking at 357, Yankee, Oscar. Excuse me, not this 357 Yankee. I apologize. Is that you, Shannon, and Little D? I know you said yes. Did you guys say?
Yeah.
Okay. 346 Yankee. Same. Is that you, Shannon, and Little D?
Yeah.
All right. 355 Yankee.
I'm ready for the tough questions. Yes, that's down.
Again, the same three, you, Shannon, Little D.
I thought I told you yesterday.
Okay, but you didn't tell the jury. So is that the same three people?
It's the same.
Okay, and then last but certainly not least is 359 Yankee. Again, the same three individuals. Is that a yes for the record?
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll take it down.
Please hope we get to the tough
Now,
question.
do you, Shannon, and Demikian have the same relationship today as when you took any of those pictures that we just looked at?
Has to be answered, Your Honor.
I stand in objection.
Do you know someone by the name of Diamante Kendrick?
Street name.
Diamante or Yak?
I know of him.
You know of them?
Yeah, I know of him.
When you say you know of them, what does that mean?
Yeah.
I know of him. Like,
Have you ever met them before?
yeah,
Okay. Have you ever spent time with them before?
I've been around him.
Okay. Do you see that person in the courtroom today?
Yeah, he's a rapper.
Okay, that's fine. He's a rapper. Do you see him in the courtroom today?
I said, yes, he's a rapper. I see him in the courtroom. Yes.
Okay, you can identify him by article of clothing that he is wearing.
Ooh-wee.
I think gray and white. White and gray, I don't know.
Where is he sitting next to someone?
Yeah, he's sitting next to the white man.
Okay. Y'all, please let the record reflect that Mr. Copeland has identified Mr. Kendrick.
It shall.
And do you know what do you call him?
By his rap name.
What's that?
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Is Yak Gotti from Atlanta?
I don't know.
How did you first meet him?
I don't know.
Did you all go to school together?
No.
Are you sure the two of you did not go to school together?
Action has to answer.
I stand in objection.
Do you recall previously stating that you all went to school together?
I never went to school with him.
Okay. About when did you first meet him?
When I first meet him or when I first started hanging with him? Been around anything.
I'm going to ask first when you first met him.
What's your definition of meet?
When's the first?
Nigga, when the first time you made conversation with that person? Come on, lawyer.
time you remember meeting him for the first time?
Conversation.
Where I come from, we hear of people before we meet them. So I don't know, I don't know what you mean, meet. Like, I heard of him.
When is the first time you heard of him?
Through a friend of mine.
Okay. About how long ago was that?
I can't recall.
All right. If this year is 2024, was it when you were in elementary school, middle school, high school, adult life?
When I was done with school.
When you were done with school?
When
You
did
said you
y'all
met him
have
through a
your
friend.
first
When
conversation?
did you all start hanging out with each other?
Conversation.
Like, what you mean, personally?
Yes.
I understand that you got to keep the question open to
We didn't
be
hang
able to
like
bring
me,
it.
Shannon, and D did.
Okay. So it wasn't like you and Shannon and Dee, but did the two of you hang out together?
We done been places like in the club, but we never rode in the car together.
Okay. Have you ever been anywhere else besides the club together?
Yeah, studio. I've been in the studio while they was in there recording.
Have y'all been anywhere else together?
I don't recall.
I know you said you all been out together. Have you all ever communicated with each other on the telephone?
Not that I can recall.
That show would been able to get a reason to look up
Have you
phone
ever
records.
communicated with him with FaceTime or any other video chat services?
I wasn't clear.
That wasn't my question. So I'm asking you a different question.
Ask me, have I ever communicated with him on telephone, right?
Have you ever spoken with him on the telephone?
I don't recall having no conversation with him on no phone, none of that.
Okay. When was the last time you remember going out to the club or hanging out with him?
As in, what you mean?
You said that you would go to the club, go to the studio. When was the last time you've been to the club with Yak?
The last time I've been in a club with him, we didn't go to the club together.
When's the last time that you've been with him at the club together?
I can't recall no specific date.
Okay. Was that this year in 2024? Just yes or no?
No, y'all been in trial.
No.
What about in 2023?
2023.
Yes or no?
No, y'all was in trial.
No.
Okay. What
What about 2022?
about before 2015? Because 2015 you went to jail, right?
So what you mean before 2015?
So where you
Did y'all
went
go
to
to
jail
the?
June 2015. You spent 4 years in jail, right?
I did.
Okay. So I'm asking you, before you went to jail, do you think that that was the last time you were in the club with him?
No, I saw him in the club and like when I got the feds.
Okay. So sometime in 2019.
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
2020, I don't know.
All right. When was the last time you've been in the studio with him?
Long time ago.
That was your best option to get a background. Especially he admitted that y'all have been in the studio
In
with
those
each other.
times that you have been, in and out of jail, have you ever spoken to him while you were in jail?
Not to
Say
my
it.
knowledge.
Ooh.
I can't recall if I have or haven't. I don't know. But I don't believe I have.
That'd have been it, y'all. That'd have been it, because you'd have been like lying under
Your
oath saying that you
permission
didn't.
to approach.
What's those jail pictures? What's those jail pictures? Because what you want is to have jail pictures and phone records at this moment. Some type of phone call reference, some type of meetup or greet up. I wonder what she got. Look at that. They have nothing. They have nothing. Young Thug is innocent, I tell ya. So basically, right now, something that he said doesn't match one of the evidence that they got. And she can't bring that up until he admits a certain something. I'm just observation of how this goes. Now, this black woman is working for Fannie Wallace, the woman that's trying to take down Trump, that's under prosecution. Just to update y'all, and the man in the back with the suit is the guy that we seen a couple of days ago that we found out that's getting locked up on the weekends because he found out that the judge and them had a private meeting without him. He should have told him, but didn't. So therefore, when the lawyer found out, the judge held the lawyer in contempt for 20 days, serving on weekends only, because he didn't want to tell the dude where's the source coming from.
Mr. Copeland, I want to show you what's been marked as 375 Yankee, 376 Yankee, and 377 Yankee. First on the 375 Yankee, do you recognize who's in 375 Yankee?
Which one is 375?
This one right here.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes for the record?
What?
Is that a yes
This
for the record?
375.
Yes.
Yeah.
So before you presented these pictures to him, you made sure that your lawyers looked at them, and they just coded him right here. Y'all see his eyes looking over at his lawyers of how to answer this question. Y'all see that right there? How to answer the question.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes for the record? Is that a yes?
This
for the record?
375.
Yes.
Yeah, I recognize.
Who's in 375?
Me and Yak got it.
All right. Looking at 377 Yankee, do you recognize the individual in 377 Yankee?
Yeah.
Who is that? Who is in 377 Yankee?
Me, Yak got ND.
Okay. And looking at 376 Yankee, do you recognize the people in 376 Yankee?
Me and Yak got it.
All right. You're right. This time it's statewide tender states to 375 Yankee, 377 Yankee, and 376 Yankee.
Any objections to states we'll just do by the numbers. 375 Yankee, anything?
Yeah, objection to 375 Yankee under
Basis.
under 404B.
Let me see it, please. Can I see them all?
Yes.
375, 376, and 377.
I have no objection to 376 or 377, Your Honor.
All right, then anybody else? Then they're admitted they're admitted. Councilors, can I approach, please?
Now they muted for what? What's going on? Yet again, they're coming to the bench over an ejection, basically to see if one of these pictures are going to be able to stay as evidence, or they're going to be able to throw out the pictures. I really wish they get to the tough questions after asking about all these damn pictures. Do you know the same person? But you understand that establishing that I know this person, I seen this person. It was 2014 since I known this person. Have you been in the club with this person? Yeah, again, go back to pictures.
Is that you and guy who identified?
Yeah.
Okay. Now looking at 376 Yankee. Same, is that you and guy?
Yeah, we had the studio.
Okay, that's where the studio is. Where's that studio?
That one was in Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh. And you know what street that is? What street in Pittsburgh that is?
I'm from Canterville.
I know you're from Kansas, but you said that was in Pittsburgh.
Right. I don't know all the streets in Pittsburgh.
Okay. All right. And next at 377 Yankee. Tell Drew who's all in that picture.
Me, yeah, got it in Lil D.
Do you know that? Let me ask, is Lil D the individual with the gray cap on his head?
Yeah,
All right, and is Yak the person in the middle with the beige cap on his head?
yeah.
And then you the person taking the picture?
Is that what it looked like?
Okay. Is the person behind you not on your face?
I never seen him day in my life.
Except for in this picture?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Well, I really ain't even noticed him.
Do you know where you all are in this picture?
We have to be at the studio.
That appears in the studio too?
I don't recall the picture.
Okay.
But that's you taking the picture.
Now, do you and Yak, let me start that. Do you know roughly when any of those pictures were taken?
What you mean?
Like time frame, year that those pictures were taken?
Yeah, like way back in like 14, 13, 14.
Do you and Yak have the same relationship today that you all had back in 2013, 2014?
I don't get what you mean.
Sure. Back in 2013, 2014, we see that there are a few pictures of you and Yak together. Is that fair to say?
Right?
Today, or recently, do you all hang out as much as you did back in 2013, 2014?
Our reference to Matthew Robbins Foundation Council gained the objective for our foundation.
Okay. Back in 2013, 2014, is that when you all would go to the club and go to the studio?
Yes.
Okay.
No, like 2014. Me and Yet didn't go to the club in like 2014, like I think.
Okay. So 2014.
I got out of jail 2013.
All right.
10 years ago.
So after you got out of jail, is that when you began going to the club?
No, I was going to the club before then, but I met Yet, I think like 2013 when I got out of jail, or 14.
Okay. Once you met Yak.
I don't really know yet. Like,
I understand. Listen to what I'm about to ask you.
Okay.
Once you've met him and y'all started going to the club, whether
Now
that's
we
in
got 2013.
around that time.
Now we got some.
My question for you is, do you all have the same relationship today that you all had back in 2014 when y'all were going to the club and hanging out? You're right.
I don't know what you're asking me. I don't know how to answer that. I don't know I don't.
Do you still go to the club with Yak Gotti?
I don't go to the club, nobody.
Okay.
I don't go to the club, period.
Do you go to the studio with Yak Gotti?
I don't go to no studio, period. I don't even leave out the house. I stay in the house all day.
Okay. When's the last time you spoken with Yak Gotti?
You know how they switched it? You know how they switched it to the lawyers to help? I don't know why they switched it to him for real, but they need to switch it to the lawyers when they was helping him answer that question. I would like to see that point of view of how they was orchestrating that.
Have you spoken with him this year? Yes or no?
How could I answer that?
Do you recall speaking to him in the year of 2024?
I don't speak to nobody.
Okay. In 2023, do you recall speaking to Yak Gotti? Yes or no?
I I don't think I spoke to him in 2023.
Okay.
I remember seeing him at a club in 2019, 2020, not 2019, like 2020.
Okay.
Whichever one of the years I was out.
All right. And when when you saw him in the club, did you speak with him in the club?
I was trying to become an artist. I was trying to become a rapper. I saw him and he was giving me advice on what I should do and how I should go forward with it.
Okay.
And he was trying to encourage me to do it.
To rap. That's in 2020.
This one of them years.
One of them years. Since that conversation when he was encouraging you to rap, have you had any other conversations with him?
I went back to jail.
Okay. Since you've been out, any conversations with him?
Where he been?
Yes or no? Yes or no?
What yes or no to what?
Since you've been out of jail, since 2020, yes or no? That's all I need. Have you had any conversations with Yeah Gotti?
Not that I remember.
Okay, thank you. Next, do you know someone by the name of Jeffrey Williams?
I heard of him. He's a rapper.
Okay. Do you know?
I know him. I don't know him as Jeffrey Williams. I know him as Young Thug.
All right. And when you say you know him as a rapper, have you ever spent time with this individual?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. When is the first time you recall, strike that, what do you refer to him as?
Young Thug.
Okay. When is the first time that you recall meeting Young Thug?
At the studio.
And roughly what year are we talking about?
Before I went to jail.
Which time?
Right. Before that, I went to the feds.
So before 2015. Do you see him in the courtroom today?
Yeah.
Can you identify him by article of clothing he is wearing?
Brown. With dread, sitting next to the bald head guy.
All right. Is anyone else on the other side of him?
We'll stipulate Mr. Williams, sitting next to him. Okay. All right.
Thank you. You said that you met at the studio. How did you meet him at the studio?
To a friend.
What friend?
I really didn't meet him. I just saw him at the studio when I was with a friend.
What friend were you with?
And I asked him, can I take a picture?
What friend were you with when you saw him at the studio?
Doc.
Was it anyone else?
Huh?
Was there anyone else?
There's a lot of people there. I don't recall who all the people was.
Do you recall if Tick was present when you first met Miss Young Thug?
I can't recall.
You said that you met him at the studio. You asked to take a picture with him. You're right. I'm looping the question so I can get to my next question. When you met him at the studio and you took a picture, did your friendship or relationship develop after that time that you met him in the studio?
What you mean?
Did you all develop a friendship?
Did we develop a friendship?
Yes.
My definition of a friendship is not just knowing somebody or knowing who somebody is.
Okay. Did you start hanging out with him?
I started going to the studio a lot.
Okay. Did you start hanging with him outside of the studio?
I have.
Okay. When you hung with him outside the studio, where type of places would you hang out with him at?
But most of the time, he liked to be in the studio.
Okay. My question is, when he was not in the studio and you hung out with him, where would you hang out with him at?
We used to do fun stuff, like go to like bowling alleys and stuff like that. He went to the kids' football game, I remember. I've been to the club with them. I've been on shows. I mean, correct that.
You said on shows?
Yeah, like when I watch them perform.
All right. And is this the shows, the bowling alleys, the club? Are we talking about in 2014, 2015, or some other time?
It's 2014 only.
2014 only. In 2014, about how often would you see each other on a monthly basis?
I don't keep up with that type of stuff.
Did you see him a lot in 2014? Was it quite often? Were you always around? Or did you see him once in a blue moon?
Well, to know that he was a rapper and successful, I seen him a lot. To me, I think I saw him a lot.
Are you referencing like seeing him on television or being around him in person?
What you mean?
You just said, because he's a rapper, I saw him a lot.
Yeah, because you don't see rappers a lot. So,
and I'm sorry, I just want to clarify. When you're talking about seeing him, are you talking about physically being in his presence or seeing him like on television?
I knew people that be around him.
Okay.
And I used to see him a lot. Every time I saw him, I saw him.
All right.
I was happy to see him.
Besides seeing him in person, would you ever speak with him over the phone?
Meaning?
Did you ever talk to him? Let's first start old school. Pick up the phone, dial some numbers. Would you ever talk to him over the phone?
Did you get the nigga number?
Have me and him had
homo.
conversations?
Yes.
I can't recall if we did or didn't.
Okay.
Dang, I want to see Young Thugger face.
Let me ask you FaceTime. Have you and Mr. Williams ever FaceTime with each other?
I can't recall.
I can't recall.
This is the Young Thugger trial. It's really been going down.
Let me just ask you
Found
generally
some
in
live coverage.
2014
Probably just gonna go
with any of your
over
friends, Shannon,
just this
Little
part,
D,
break it down in sections.
Yak. Well, you said you didn't speak to Yak. Would you FaceTime any of them?
Say that again?
Shannon and Little D, would you FaceTime them back in 2014?
I don't like FaceTime.
I know you don't like it. That's not my question.
You know what I'm saying? So most of the time I talk on the phone, I call regular.
Okay, but have you?
I don't recall talking on FaceTime.
You don't recall talking on FaceTime?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. And I don't, you had to ask that again because I ain't for sure what you're asking.
Sure. I'll ask you again. 2014, 2015, have you ever, I'll wait till you finish.
I'm tired.
You and I both. Okay.
I sustain the objection.
Back in 2014, have you ever FaceTimed with Little D? Ever? Back then?
Lil D?
Little D.
How I supposed to remember that?
Do you recall ever FaceTiming with Little D?
I don't.
Okay. What about Shannon?
I don't.
And what about the person you identify as Young Thug?
The person identified as who?
Young Thug.
I don't.
Okay. What about you said no to Yak?
If I FaceTime with him, I probably screenshot it and post it on social media just to show people that I probably was on the phone, but I don't remember if I ever did have it.
Okay.
These lead up questions is
Now you said that
killing the
you
suspense.
would spend time with him, whether it's a studio or in other places. Were you close to Young Thug as you were Shannon and Little D?
That's not established on no foundation.
I sustain the objection.
Did you speak often with Young Thug back in 2014? Did you talk to him often?
Not that I recall.
I thought you were. You have permission to approach?
You may.
I'm showing defense counsel what's been marked as Stacey Gibbons 348 Yankee. And we are going to move to admit excerpts of what's already been admitted, which is going to be 164 Echo Golf, 164 Echo.
Now that I'm catching on, all these different lawyers is everybody that's supposed to be testifying against Young Thugger, including Young Thugger's lawyer too. Anybody that's in this RICO case that has a lawyer, this is their lawyer that's up here representing them.
Hotel, 164 Echo Juliet, 164 Echo Kilo, 164 Echo India, and that's it.
Dang, hold on. Did we even get to the kids? Boy, they had you up here for 5 hours. They had this boy up here for 5 hours. Stop playing. Oh, hell nah.
Ms. Bumpus? At
this time, we finna get up out of here because they is tripping. Yeah, that young man. Plus, he act like he really don't know nothing if he did know something. Even though he like, hey, I'm gonna testify. Okay, yeah, he gonna testify. Sure. So as that gets crazier and crazier and crazier as we go down that rabbit hole, trust me, I'm gonna keep up with that. We're gonna come back to that either later on today or maybe tomorrow, another day. We'll be keeping in tune with that. We are gonna just jump over to another. You know what? I'm gonna check this out. I really want to get into sports, so I figure like if we get into sports by just
gentlemen, dominance was usually the word that we have used postseason. The Mavericks were absolutely dominant in this game 4. Stephen A. Smith, Kendrick Perkins, Paul George, Michael Wilbon. I'm Malika Andrews. Stephen A., I'm going to start with you here. We have not seen this version of the Dallas Mavericks all finals long. How can they pack this up and extend this series even further?
Well, first of all, Luka got to continue to do what he did tonight because he came out with his bag. He was ultra aggressive. Kyrie Irving was the perfect sidekick in terms of getting to the basket, making things happen. Noah Porzingis wasn't in the lineup. Collectively, their defense, they were shutting off lanes, weren't allowing anything, forcing Boston to engage in one-on-one activity. It wasn't going to work tonight. Boston was absolutely positively atrocious offensively. Their leading scorer was Jason Tatum. He was a virtual no-show. Jaylen Brown, a virtual no-show, along with everybody else. Even Tim Hardaway Jr. came off the bench. I said, Lord, I'm looking for a 3. He hit 5 of them. I said, damn. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Because why? That elevates his level of confidence, puts Boston potentially on its heels. Monday night, you got an opportunity to lick your wounds. Look at this, see what happens.
As players, I mean, if you have just had your butt kicked like the Boston Celtics just did. I mean, they really did. My dad would call that a good old-fashioned butt whooping, and he would use a different word. How do you rebound from something like that, PG?
You fight back. I thought that's what Dallas did. They fought back. They had moments throughout the game where I saw J. Kidd did some things to kind of junk up the game.
Yeah.
Sent some double teams early to Jaylen Brown when he.
Oh, no, man. I can't be watching you look at the paper. You can't be watching you look at that with the professionals. Y'all don't be looking at the papers, looking at the nah, man. You watch the game. PG, you know the game. PG, I'm getting tired of you not showing up for my team. That's a different story, different question, different episode, but we ain't gonna go there, but I'm just saying. Who picked this man? He don't know how to just give his opinion of what he's saying. She trying to say, she did look nice in that pink though.
He crossed over half court. They definitely did some things to kind of mix it up, which you got to do at this point. Try anything. Something worked tonight.
Yeah.
Dallas found the rhythm and picked up the win.
You know what? When it comes down to the Celtics, I mean, I'm going to call it out. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown was on a different mission than their team mission, and they played selfish basketball. The energy is always, good energy is always going to find the players. The basketball is going to find good energy. And tonight they did not do that. I think they had a total of combined 3 assists. The other side of things, Derek Lively at home, back-to-back double-doubles, came out, hit a 3, but his intensity, right, his motor coming in off the bench, he's been fantastic. PG called it out pregame.
This is what's up, y'all, because everybody was so expecting a sweep, and that ain't what you wanted to see was a sweep. And I thought we were gonna get a little bit of the highlight.
Mads, you know the history. No team in NBA history has ever come back from 3-0 down to win a best of 7. 156-0 all time. 9 sweeps in NBA Finals history. Here's Jason Kidd with a message for his team.
You got to be aggressive, right? This is what we live for. This is what it is all about. Someone wrote it up. We got to believe, and why not us, right? We go to Boston tomorrow, right? I hope you guys all pack.
Be aggressive, get others involved. Legs, Luka and Kyrie did that early.
Yeah, he went to work. I mean, he was running these ball screens, getting switches. That one that Al Horford did what he wanted to do. Kyrie, again, the aggressiveness. We've seen this now 2 games in a row, going to that left hand with the finish.
And then we talked about role players. How would you describe what Derek Lively gave him tonight?
Yeah, he's been a little bit quiet in this series. This is obviously uncommon, stepping out, hitting his first 3. But his activity at the rim defensively and on the offensive glass were major factors in this game.
Major factors. Lively at the rim here from Kyrie. The lead was 4. Under 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Luka just kind of takes it away from Drew Holiday, and then in transition, a little bully ball.
Yeah, once he gets Drew Holiday on his back right here, he's just going to back him down. This great footwork, the quick spin, gets to the rim. No weak side help for Boston.
13 points in the opening quarter for Luka. Under a minute to go in the first. It's Kyrie for 3.
Yeah, just rises up right there. Saw 2 defenders with their hands down, and he was feeling it at that point, so he let it fly.
Luka and Kyrie outscoring the Celtics after 122-21. Second quarter, more of the same. Luka's going to lose it, but the composure to keep it alive. And then what did you see here?
Yeah, great effort at Luka, first of all, to stay with that, to bat it to the corner, and then Kyrie picks it up, and super awareness right here. Watch Luka get up, run to the front of the rim, and Kyrie just sees he's got a mismatch inside. Jaylen Brown gets there late, 3-point play for Luka. So even when Luka mishandled the ball, it ended up good for Dallas.
Suddenly the lead is 18, and now it's 20 over Sam Hauser, and then Doncic again. Where did Boston not defend Luka well?
They were switching, and I just thought they were indiscriminately switching and putting themselves in bad positions. That's not a good matchup, Sam Hauser against Luka Doncic, and he really took advantage of it. Here again, the great push up the floor. We talked about pace a lot tonight. There's an example. Gets Derek White, just bounces off of him and gets the short bank shot.
All right, so it's 61-35 at the half. Luka's got 25 at the half. Early third, you think, all right, Boston's got a run in him. It just never came. and Dallas just continued to play at its tempo.
Yeah, when you miss layups so often in the NBA, you give up something great on the other end of the floor. Jaylen Brown misses the bunny, and Luka Doncic to Daniel Gafford, which we've seen a lot this season.
Next possession, Jason Tatum's going to try to step back. Look at Gafford.
Yeah, that's one of the best blocks on a jump shot you are going to see. Look at the distance that Daniel Gafford covers. And Jason Tatum, I'm sure, was shocked. And more importantly, even draws a foul as Tatum grabs his leg getting out of that scrum.
Tremendous effort, and it was across the board from the Mavericks. And then obviously legs 29, 5, and 5 from Luka.
Yeah, and he didn't shoot the ball well at all from the perimeter, but he dominated this area of the floor. And because of that, Dallas had a huge advantage with points in the paint in this game.
It ends up being a 38-point win, one of the biggest blowouts in NBA Finals history. Lively, the exclamation point in front of Dirk and the home fans in Dallas. 122-84.
That's when you know it's prime time, ladies and gentlemen. You're in the zone. It's time to shine.
Complete reversal of fortunes.
Big stage, y'all.
For the
Big
first 3 games of
stage.
this series, Jason Kidd said he felt his team was close. They got there in a big way at a 38-point.
Big stage. I'm gonna try to see if I can get away with showing y'all sports coverage. You know, the NBA, sports, baseball is going down. If I find out your favorite team is in a good rival, if I see a good rival, a good matchup in sports, I think I'm gonna just start covering a little bit on her. What y'all think? I think so. You know what I'm saying? A good rival, a good cover, a good conversation. Kid, been to the finals, never won one, but actually up here being a coach has the opportunity to win one. The score, 94-122, that was an ass beat. That's what she couldn't say. I feel it. Sometimes you can't say stuff like that on that, you know what I'm saying? You're on professional television. I wonder what the Sky game was like, y'all.
Here's Harrison inside. Hook shot goes for her. Atkins pushing. Atkins on the kick out. Van Loo. Dolson for the cleanup. Samuelson will try and make. 10 on the shot clock now for Washington. Working off Edwards. Little hesitation on the kick. Dolson off the pump fake. Her jumper from the free throw line goes. Eric Tebow alluded to as Reese is off the mark there. He said third quarter, they got on a run, and that's when we started to see ourselves get sped up as Atkins, an acrobatic finish. How about that?
Right there, you gotta sometimes in plays like this, y'all. And this is what you would want to see for the girl. Like, you seen her coming down the line.
He said third quarter, they got on a run. And
you seen her come down the line, even though you gotta.
We started to see ourselves get sped up as Atkins, an acrobatic finish. How about that? 1:10 to play here in the first half.
The difference in Washington being able to kind of keep Chicago at bay before Evans knocked that one in has been their defense. This is a tough get by Dana Evans.
Van Loo slips behind Evans defensively, and a great find from the big running the point.
But she leads by example of making plays.
And Yamere comes up with the steal here.
She can kill you from out there if you play her the wrong way.
Ruiz to Cardoso. Duo shines right there.
And that's that high-low look.
10 on the shot clock, Mabry.
Oh, good step back. Good
Inside,
defense.
Reese doubled, gets through the defenders, puts it up and in.
That's one thing I can say about Reese. That play right there.
Van Loo lets it
That's
fly.
not bad.
Got blocked. Puts it up and in. Inside, Reese doubled,
That's Reese.
gets through the defenders, puts it.
That's if I had to explain who was Reese is, that's who I see when I see Reese. She is a hard fighter no matter what is in her way. Now that I do see.
Up and in. 5 on the shot clock. Atkins now with 2 seconds. Van Loo lets it fly. Got it.
Oh my.
Cardoso out to Allen. 6 on the shot clock.
Good
On the
move.
low cross for Allen to the hoop.
That was just saucy. Oh, my goodness. Not going to get a piece of that one. She had that down by her shoelaces on the crossover.
6-point game. Atkins in the paint, hanging, gets it to go. Carter attacking, gets right to the hoop, lays it up and in. Count the foul. Reese attacking, count the bucket and the foul. Angel Reese gonna head back to the free throw. Allen.
Y'all gonna get it in this game? Y'all gonna put it in this game? We're gonna get it in the game?
Gets right to the hoop, touches every part of the rim and drops.
Oh,
And
I feel
the
it.
Mystics.
I feel it. I feel it. See y'all, dog. That's why I want to start showing a little bit of sports, getting into some things, and breaking down some coverage. Candace Owens back on YouTube. That's what's up. I can't wait till she covers something that I want to cover. Oh, the Israel case. Ain't that old girl that got kicked off her one show?
Person, your background, you were the spokesperson for the Bernie Sanders campaign.
Oh.
I mean, I was very
Never
much
mind.
identified as a Trump supporter, about as far as you could be in the media's eyes when he was running in 2016. And yet we do find ourselves allied in the belief that people in America should be able to criticize the actions of foreign governments without having their entire livelihoods risked. This is not normal. And yet there are so many people who know, like I know and like you know, that if you are in media, you got to be careful talking about Israel. Why is that?
Yeah, it really is the one true red line. And I think you experienced that as being part of a media organization that I think rightly really prioritized and focused on various threats to free speech in various different contexts and across the political spectrum. But it really does feel like free speech except for when it comes to Israel, progressive except for when it comes to Palestine. I mean, there is this Palestine-sized hole or exception in a lot of people's principled stance against various issues. And I say progressive except for Palestine because there are similarly people on the left who say that they care about various groups, who say that they are anti-war, but who very similarly will look the other way or frankly become very oppositional when suddenly the people that we're talking about who are being under siege in a conflict are in fact Palestinian.
Yeah, and it's particularly interesting to see the way the media reports on these incidents, and I see it already in how they're speaking about your firing because they don't actually say what it is that you said that was controversial. I saw this when I left the Daily Wire. Andrew Klavan does this episode. He's like, she was saying things in a way, but he can't actually point to what I said because actually there was something that I said that was controversial. Unless you view a certain race to be just above critique, really is what it is. If you view a certain race to be above critique. And I found that when I was being lied upon by a man named Rabbi Barclay. I mean, he lied so badly about me that PJ Media wound up taking the article down after I interviewed him because I was genuinely curious. Like, how could you say you're a rabbi, you're supposed to be a leader in your community, and you're publishing lies about things that I never said. And when he spoke to me, he was very honest. And I realized, okay, he's actually just a racial supremacist. He's telling me that he believes that, if Jewish blood is shed, it does in fact matter more. When it is Jewish history, it matters more. And I appreciated his honesty, and I could see why we were going to be on the wrong side of this issue because I don't believe in racial supremacy, whether it's coming from BLM leaders talking about their list of demands for white people. I don't believe in racial supremacy if it's white people, and I certainly am not going to accept it if it's Jewish people. That's not something that anyone should accept.
Well, it'll come as no surprise to you, Candace, that I feel differently about when we can get more specific about your qualms with BLM. But with respect to Israel, I do think that what has become increasingly clear to people is that the ideology that sort of justifies in a Jewish state created in the middle of an Arab land really requires a commitment to basically expelling, ethnically cleansing, and even committing what has been described by the ICJ as a plausible genocide against a population so that there can be a Jewish majority. And I know that's a sort of uncomfortable fact, but it's one that I think many people are coming to when you start to question why it is that Israel has made the choice to treat 5 million people who are in constructively occupied territory in both the West Bank and Gaza as second-class citizens for years and years, not to mention the 20% of Israel's population who are subject to about 60 different laws that discriminate against them in terms of housing, employment, and in other kinds of arenas. And it all comes down to when you start to listen to people explain why they think it's acceptable to, for example, kill over 270 Palestinians and murder so many children the way we saw just a few days ago in Gaza to rescue 3 hostages. You have people very openly saying it's justified. It would have been justified to kill 500, 1,000 Palestinians if it meant getting 3 hostages back. And I certainly understand prioritizing hostage exchange. And this is what I told to the sister of the hostage that I spoke to on Rising last week. Certainly, if you want to prioritize hostage exchange, I agree with that. And we should be talking about the protests that are being put on by the families of hostages in Israel against Netanyahu, because they rightly perceive him as being the primary obstacle to prioritizing hostage exchange over what he has said is his priority, which is eliminating Hamas. All that being said, there are ways to get the hostages back. It is evident, and could have gotten them back months and months ago if that were in fact the priority. But instead, the cost, the value of Palestinian life is perceived as so cheap as compared to Israeli lives. But we've seen instead that they would rather do these military organizations with the help of the U.S. government using a U.S. built pier that cost $300,000, was told it was a humanitarian pier, using an action that was in fact a war crime, using a humanitarian vehicle to Trojan horse military officers into a refugee camp, and then kill almost 300 Palestinians in the effort to get 3 hostages back, and also killing losing an Israeli soldier at the same time. Does that really seem worth it? I think the average person says no. And the only reason you come to a yes is if you really very cheaply value lives are not Israeli.
And that's where I'm getting at, where I say it actually is what we're talking about is just racial supremacy. You know, I don't know a single person who was not horrified by what happened on October 7th, who obviously wants every hostage to be returned because we value the lives of the innocent, full stop. It doesn't matter to me if that's an innocent Palestinian life or whether it's an innocent Israeli life. And as soon as I was saying this is equal to me, suddenly all of these attacks started. And I really did feel like what was happening after October 7th is very reminiscent to me of what was happening after 9/11 and growing up in the 9/11. And I look back on that time because I realized that there was this sort of media insistence. We didn't have social media. We didn't have other perspectives being given to us. There really was no sense of an independent media. But I look back on that and I realized I was almost brainwashed to believe that Muslim life had no worth. And thinking about how scared I was every time I saw a Muslim at, wherever I was, whether it was an airport, anywhere. And I actually believe that the media in America was successful in dehumanizing Muslims. I'm not a little girl anymore. Okay. I'm an adult. I am a woman. I'm a mother, which is the most important thing. And I just remember after October 7th, I was very due to give birth, looking on Twitter and seeing these children. These children happen to have the same complexion as my daughter because I have a mixed child, being blown up, and then having people tell me that I shouldn't care about that. And I said to myself, okay, I totally understand people wanting to have their hostages returned. I can totally understand.
This is a conversation that 52101 wanted to have, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Having this kind of conversation is deep, and I don't talk about it because yet again, it's a two foreign countries that's gonna have this beef. They've been having this beef. They've been having this discussion against each other for a very long time, and therefore, it's like, we are friends with Israel. We have been friends with Israel. And what else can you do but keep the ally going with who you call your friends? So that's how I look at that. I really okay, that's not really a big situation. Let's get into the
Millions
main.
of dollars in government loans for former Atlanta city attorney and Democrat Shalitha Robertson. Now, she was just sentenced to 7 years behind bars after being found guilty for pandemic loan fraud over $15 million worth. Robertson gave out this advice in 2023.
goes back to what I've always told you. Don't ever chase the money. The money will come.
Chase the universe, not the bag.
That's it. Chase your passion, baby. Chase your dream. The money will come.
Yeah, the money will come courtesy of the American taxpayers. Because safe to say, she didn't practice what she preached. In April and May of 2020, Robertson chose to follow the money and fraudulently applied for millions of dollars in government loans for 4 businesses that she owned. And then she hooked herself up with luxury items that came with a very steep price tag, such as a swanky Rolls Royce, a 10-carat diamond ring. And Georgia filings show that she donated $1,000 to Trump prosecutor Fani Willis's Democratic primary election campaign. That donation went through around the same time that Robertson received her massive payouts from the Paycheck Protection Program. Paris, you can't make this up.
No, I mean, when you hear about all the candy that she was raking in, she was rolling like J-Lo before Ben Affleck. You know, is there a fiduciary responsibility of Fani Willis as a district attorney to pay attention to, as then a candidate who's donating to her campaign? Like, when you get a certain amount, are you responsible for looking and seeing where that money came from? And if you are, in something like this hoax, are you also responsible for going after that person? I mean, I have questions for Fani Willis now. Robertson basically answered them all. She chased the money, and she was trying to make sure that the pot was big, so she was trying to tell everybody else, don't chase the money.
Right.
So when she got there and found the money, it'd be waiting for her.
Right. And according to 12 New York jurors, then absolutely every dollar needs to be scrutinized when you're coming about election, right, Kaylee?
Yes.
In politics, there is a drumbeat, like with Harvey Weinstein when I was at the RNC. They were demanding the DNC pay back the money that was paid to them by Harvey Weinstein in the form of donation. So that is a fair question for Fani Willis. But the audacity of this woman, the Paycheck Protection Program came into place during COVID when I was in the administration, and it was for the purpose of being given to business owners to keep your employees paid because employees couldn't work. Businesses, we didn't want them to go under. So this PPP program was for that purpose. This woman wrote on a form that she had 4 companies and 427 employees. I looked everywhere.
Now, I can hear a lot of people saying, oh man, the government get away with stuff every time, all the time. Look at this, look at this. They just trying to hold another person down. If you're going to get away, get away. Don't get caught. But if you get caught when you get exposed, this is what happens, right? We put you in a headline, we make story, we flash you all over social media, like look at this person, look, how can you look at your community and say I'm trying to make it better, but then you're not trying to make it better because you are partaking from the same people. Baby, don't take that money. I'm finna steal it. And, it happens. And I wish we, instead of looking at color, we just look at the person like, okay, this was a bad person, period. I don't care about color. I don't care about race. I don't care about none of that. I just care about, I see this color. I see this person. This was a bad person that did some bad things that was messed up. And yet again, we need action for it because it's not right. Rolls Royce, diamonds and stuff. What? Come on, man. Looking, didn't start no businesses up for real. Money like that, bro. I'm telling you, dog. 15 million, bro. I'm starting a little law firm. This, that. I'm everywhere. I'm gonna be so busy.
Everywhere. I want to know how many employees she actually had. She clearly didn't have 427. She wanted to go out and buy diamonds.
Well, you can steal the money without any employees, which was part of the fraud, just to be clear. By the way, that program was $1.2 trillion. Just last summer, there was a report that $200 billion possibly was spent in fraudulent claims. PPP, unfortunately. Yes. There was the pastor in Minnesota. He said he had 28 employees. He didn't have any. There was a pastor, a man in Florida. He bought himself a $3 million home. Didn't even have a business. Wow. I mean, the fraud was massive. So it was meant in a good way, obviously. But look, at the end of the day, Sam Bankman-Fried, all that money that all that crypto stolen money that he gave to all those politicians in D.C. Yeah. They're not giving that,
That was
back,
the other
so.
shush fund.
But Lawrence, here's the thing. The government only makes money because of our taxpayer dollars or what it seizes from us. So the good idea wasn't actually a good idea. If they would lessen regulations, that's how businesses thrive and are able to actually make an income. So her getting the free money and everything that people used to crow about and sing about, it is our money that not only goes to the government, but then goes to those fraudulent recipients. And it seems that no one in that party ever appreciates or recognizes that.
They don't understand it, and they're so hypocritical. And this happened all over the country. But what's particularly egregious about her case is part of what her claim to fame is justice, especially in the area. And ATL is the modern day Black Wall Street. She was stealing money from the community that she said that she was advocating for. $15 million that were supposed to go to employment of those Black residents, while still saying under the banner that she's saying no justice, no peace, racial justice. How can you advocate for that and steal from those same people in the area? But this is par for the course with the Democrats.
That's what I be asking. That's what I be asking if you want to go all racial. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody else up there ask that. He can ask that. He a Black man. I'm glad he asked that question.
That's up to
Well,
that's right.
Ask Ms. Colors, who was leading up the BLM organization.
Right.
How you can take
Patricia.
and
That was a
also say
fraud.
that you- right.
Yeah, that's right. And hypocrisy is not a crime yet, but fraud certainly is. Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern.
When it comes to these so-called, man, everybody did them PPPs. Everybody did them PPPs. Everybody know them PPPs was going to get people in trouble. Now, unfortunately, in a good way, I'm going to say, I guess if you did small crime, you was probably okay. You was probably chilling. You probably really wasn't tampered with. You know what I'm saying? But yet again, if you out here doing what, fortunately, you know what these people be up to most of the time, man, you think they getting away? No. The bigger the fraud, the more you're gonna get caught, the more you probably gonna have to do some type of time. Let me cover this news right quick, y'all. Yeah, let me cover this news with y'all real quick.
Created fraudulent deeds for those churches. A Dallas pastor will spend 35 years in prison for stealing 3 churches in Dallas County. Whitney Foster created fraudulent deeds for those churches, taking control of the properties. But prosecutors say they have evidence he illegally took control of additional properties. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager spoke to a prosecutor on the case and joins us now live. Peyton.
Heather, in First Christian Church of Lancaster is the first church that really sounded the alarm back in 2019. Once Lancaster police brought the case here to the Dallas County District Attorney's Office, investigators uncovered that Foster was tied to other churches here in the county. A Dallas County jury sentenced 56-year-old Whitney Foster to 35 years in prison for stealing real estate from 3 churches in both Dallas and Lancaster. Last month, the Dallas pastor was found guilty of felony theft after filing fraudulent deeds to take the 3 properties valued at more than $800,000.
What he wanted people to think was that because he was a nonprofit, that he had the ability, the right to just move in on another nonprofit's property.
Dallas County Assistant District Attorney Philip Clark says First Christian Church of Lancaster was the first church to take notice back in 2019. According to this arrest warrant affidavit, the church told police someone named Aaron Finley claimed to be the chairman of the Lancaster church and sold the property to Foster for $10. There was no one on the board named Aaron Finley. Clark tells Fox 4 Foster testified he thought the Lancaster church was abandoned even after he attended a Sunday service and spoke with the church's leadership.
And then lo and behold, days later, they find that he's filed this deed.
Investigators uncovered Foster's fraudulent scheme was also tied to 2 Dallas churches, Church at Nineveh and Canada Drive Church. As of Monday, both churches are in Foster or his church's name. Foster's congregation, True Foundation Non-Denominational Church, is still actively gathering on Canada Drive. We asked Clark, what does he believe were Foster's intentions?
I have to assume that it's ambition. I have to assume that he's wanting to grow a congregation. He was just taking it upon himself to take property from other people, and he completely upended and disrupted other congregations.
Before all of this, Clark says
that don't make no sense, yo. That man was trying to get to the bag. That's stealing churches. That's a I can't even say that's a new one, but that's a new one for me.
Is there an officer available that I could maybe speak with?
There's none in here right now. They're all out on the streets. Is there anything I can help you with?
So I'm at the Chevron right here off of 2025 Cherry Lane.
Okay.
And I'm a victim of identity theft, and like it's awful. It'll ruin your life. And however, I was in here getting money out of the ATM, and I noticed an elderly lady feeding thousands of dollars into the cryptocurrency machine, and the people on the phone sound like foreigners, and they have her like FaceTiming to make sure that she's putting the money in the machine.
Oh, wow.
I just don't think she's aware that she's like what she's doing. It just seems so suspect. I mean, when I say thousands of dollars, she's probably got at least $5,000 to $10,000 on her.
And what kind of machine is she putting it into?
The cryptocurrency.
Okay.
And they're on the phone
there's
with her.
people on FaceTime with her?
Yes, and they're like, show us the screen. I'll keep putting.
Okay. Yes, I have been hearing about those. I've been watching a couple of groups that actually be doing
the
these
hundreds
things.
in. Show us the screen. And
Is
they're
she
like
still
telling
in there
her,
right now?
Yes, ma'am. I actually got her a chair because she's getting tired of
Okay, can
standing.
you
State that somebody go back.
again? Phone is your clothing.
I have on the black shorts and like a biggie small.
Okay. All right. Yeah. If you'll stay in there near her and look calling. Thanks. Bye bye.
Hey, ma'am.
Yes.
Can I talk to you for a second?
Please, I have the bank on the phone.
Okay, let me talk to who you're talking to on the bank.
I'm in danger. This
Okay,
is
no, you're
Chase
not,
Bank.
ma'am.
This is Chase Bank.
Let me talk to them. Okay, stop putting money in there. Hello?
Just show me the screen, ma'am.
Yeah, who is this?
This is the security team. So, Christine,
No, you're not. My name
anybody.
is Sergeant Stewart. I'm with the White Settlement Police Department. Okay, if you're really with the security team, you call my dispatch right now. You understand?
Okay, let me speak to the customer.
No, you're not going to speak to the customer
let
anymore.
me speak to the customer.
No, you're not speaking to the customer anymore. If you want to speak with her, you call my dispatch first.
Christine,
You call my dispatch first. I'll give you that phone number.
Christine, just get the phone from him.
What do you have to say?
Hello, Christine. Okay, Christine, please ask him to move away and let's just open the camera. Click on I'm done on the screen.
No, I'm not worried about a
Click on
camera.
I'm done.
I'm not worried about a camera because Chase Bank does not take Bitcoin.
Please allow me to speak to the customer.
No, you're not going to speak with the customer anymore. You have already spoken to the customer enough. Okay?
Please take the phone, sir. You have no business to wait.
Yes, sir, I do. Fraud and theft. Because no bank takes Bitcoin as payment. If you have a problem with this, you call the White Settlement Police Department at 24817. No, you're not going to speak to the customer again.
Let her decide.
No, I'm not going to
take the phone from him.
No.
Hearing you out, honey.
You are done speaking with this nice lady.
Take the phone from him. Take the phone from him. Sir, please allow the customer to speak. You don't have any right on the phone line.
I've seen him.
No, you don't need to speak with her.
Hello?
Then
yes, ma'am. Now, just on the machine, ma'am. Just you click on I'm done, then I will speak to him.
No, don't click I'm done. Do not click anything.
No, I won't.
No, she is not submitting any money to you.
I'm done.
No, listen to me. Listen to me. She is not clicking on anything. Do you really want to fight this fight with me? That's not your problem. Yes, it is my problem because what you're doing is committing a crime.
Wow.
That makes it my problem. If you were in my presence right now, you would be in handcuffs going to jail.
What you are trying to do, Christine,
You still haven't gotten her name right, you freaking moron. You don't even have her name right.
I'm sorry.
Such your money. I know.
Catherine, I just got confused. Catherine, just please click on I'm done.
No, she is not going to click. She is not going to click it.
Wow. People, please pay attention to the fraudery and stuff that goes on out here. It is real. And they just getting at these older ladies, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, that's crazy.
2312 to dispatch. We've got it going southbound at about mile
Please
post.
watch your parents.
221. 2312. He's going to go ahead and take off from us. We're in this. Got a pursuit going southbound.
9010, let Eugene Springfield know so I can cover it if he goes into the city.
Do it. 312 is going to redirect it down the freeway. Turn around, pin him. Turn around and pin him.
Fired! He's fired! He's fired! .2312 shots fired at me. I'm good, I think. We're back in this southbound. Watch your crossfire, watch your crossfire. It's okay. Get behind hard cover! Get behind hard cover!
Right as I got out. I'm pretty sure. I heard it. Yeah, so did you see the gun in there? No, he was on his phone. I could see him on his phone. He put his phone down, and I heard that shot. It was like pretty close. Okay, shield. All right. Shield. Why don't you run a shield team with a rifle? Right.
Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Put your hands up!
Hands up! Hands up! Need to get somebody to stop traffic northbound.
Get your hands up!
Okay. All right.
That's crazy. Man, pay attention to what's going on in your surroundings. Be safe, y'all. Have a good day, good night, good afternoon. Anytime you're watching this, I appreciate it. Another Burn Live show, y'all. Peace.